Hi everyone, welcome back to the third day of our collaboration with Monica, Crafting with Quilling Lady, Monica, Paper Mona, and myself. For 12 days, we are coming in and we are sharing tutorials to cards that are easily posted. Each day, we are working off a different prompt, and for day 3, we are working off a card sketch. So this is the card sketch that I created, and you can see I have two different versions, one for a 5 by 7 and one for a 6 by 6 inch card. But of course you can scale this up or down to any size that you want. This sketch is downloadable, and I will leave a link for you in the description box below where you can get it completely for free. So I love both of these. I'm going to cover half of it up just so you can see and focus better on one side of the sheet in here. Today I'm going to work with the 6 by 6 inch one just because the first two cards that I made were 5 by 7 inches in size. Today I fancied to make a square one. The papers and digital images I'm going to use today are from a collection released by Monica, Crafting with Quilling Lady, last year for Christmas, and it's a gingerbread Christmas, one of my favorite collections of all times. She's so cute. So I have a 6 by 6 inch card base, top folding card base I'm going to use it as. And I've cut one of those gorgeous papers to 5 3/4 of an inch square. I will leave links in the description box below where you can check out everything about that collection and some previous tutorials as well. The blue strip cut from the same as the card base is cut to 5 3/4 by 1 1/4 of an inch. Then I have a white square to go on top of that, measuring 3 1/2 inches square. And that smaller pattern paper measures 2 3/4 of an inch square. The tiny blue one measures 1 1/2 inch square. I did swap out that blue polka dot one. I thought I liked more. It was missing something, and I thought it was missing a bit of brine, so I swapped it out to a different paper from the collection. For my banner, I have a piece of card 3/4 of an inch by 4 inches in length. I'm finding the halfway on the 3/4 of an inch size, which is 3/8 of an inch. I'm going to pull a line. This is on the back of the card I'm working, by the way, so you'll not see any of these. And then on that halfway line, I'm coming in at 1/2 inches on either side. And I'm going to cut a triangle off to create that fishtail. Now, more often than not, I just eyeball these. But I just wanted to show you, even if you don't have any dies like this, how easy it is to create a symmetrical ish cut like this. So I'm just cutting up from the corners to that 1/2 inch of a mark, and now I have the perfect fishtail on both ends. This is where I'm going to stamp my sentiment later. That white square was missing something, so I decided to add some Mermaid Lagoon Distress Oxiding, and I'm just dragging it along the edges. I'm not ink blending onto the top of the cardstock, just dragging it along the edges, so it will have that same kind of a bluish, tealish feel as it is on the cardstock, on all the pattern, and will have on the elements as well that I will be using. I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the banner as well for the sentiment. And then for those small areas to get into the cricks and nicks, I'm just going to bring in my finger dauber, and I'm doing a little color in there too. And again, I'm just being careful that I'm going to the edges, not onto the cardstock itself. For my sentiment, I'm going to bring in a stamping platform because I'm going to use a Distress Oxide ink to stamp my sentiment. And the Happy Christmas sentiment that fits perfectly my banner is from one of last year's magazine box kits. I think it was by Chloe's Creative Cards, and it's just in a very simple font saying Happy Christmas. I'm using my vintage photo Distress Oxiding. I thought this was the brand that matched the closest to the colors on the papers, and I am stamping several times. That's what I find with Distress Oxidings. And sentiment stamping using a stamping platform definitely does the trick. So next step, I decided to add some glitter. Of course, I want to add some glitter. I'm keeping these cards fairly simple because not adding dimension, not adding 3D elements. I'm trying to add as much details as I can to these cards. So I used my glue pen, the chisel tip glue pen, and the chunky Crystallina glitter on all four sides, all four edges of that paper. and it is adding so much lovely glitter. Stay tuned to the very end of video because I will show you some close-ups the next day when it's all properly dry. It looks gorgeous. So this is a 5 3/4 of an inch square pattern paper, and I am going to use my cola glue just to add this to the card, and I will use this as a top folding card base. By the way, the blue card that I'm using for my card base that I cut to 12 by 6 inches and scored down at 6-inch halfway is from the Lidl cardstock range. Now, while I am going to add all my elements in here, I'm just gluing everything on nicely. I'm going to tell you about this collaboration a little. So we are creating a 12 days worth of cards each. So that's all together. You'll have 36 tutorials to card ideas, which are perfect for post. So they are not too large, not too bulky, but perfect to be sent in the post. Now I just come back to the card in here. See that square? It is a bit floppy on the top and the bottom because there's that bulk from the strip. So I'm just adding little triangles to fill out that gap on the top and the bottom. That will bring it to the same height as that strip in the middle. Okay, so back to our collaboration. We use the hashtag postmas2024, which if you use on your social media and join in with us, we will be able to see your makes, and it would be absolutely amazing. And if you do join in, you could leave us a comment on one of our videos in the comment section below also, so we would be aware of your makes. Now for this smaller square, I added a bit of a vintage photo, again just dragging it along the edges, just like I've done earlier on. We are working off a different prompt each day. The first day we did funful cards, the second day traditional Christmas colors. Today, the day number 3 is working off a card sketch. This is not only my first time creating a card sketch, but this is my first time ever making a card against a card sketch, which is funny because I didn't think of it until I sat down to do this. And, I never did a card sketch before, so this is the first one for me, and I really am enjoying it. So the images from the Gingerbread collection, Gingerbread Christmas collection, are the cupcake that I'm using today, a gingerbread man, and a gingerbread cookie. Now, another thing that I really love about digital collections is that you can scale down your images and your patterns on the papers as well, to small or large as you want. And in here you can see I made them really small to fit onto that 1.5 inch square. But on previous projects when I worked with this one, I used them in a larger size. So that's another plus for me when I'm working with digital collections. I added those little bows, one on each end of the sentiment. And this is the card coming together really, really nicely, but I still wanted to add a little bit more detail to these. So I brought in my bling box, and this is from the latest collection, from the Winter Wonderland collection by Chloe's Creative Cards. And I picked out one of the blues, and first of all, I added them in the four corners of the card. Then I added a couple onto 2 corners of that patterned small square. And then in a little while I will come back and I will add a couple more of these. And then here I didn't think that the edge of that square was blue enough, so I decided to add some blue glitter. I'm just dragging the fine tip glue bottle along it, and this is a dry clear glue by the way in it. And then I'm adding this gorgeous blue glitter, which I don't use often enough, I think. And this is the icebreaker, and it will leave it with such lovely, gorgeous sparkle. Again, stay to the end of this video. You will see how beautiful this is. And this is where I brought in my bling box again. And from the same blues, 2 smaller ones, I added one of each corner of that larger square in there. And I could have stopped in here easily because it was already looking beautiful, but I thought I add a little bit more detail, and I just added little dots with my same glue bottle, a dry clear glue bottle, all over that white edge that you can see in there, just to add some interest to it. And then I brought in the fine crystallina glitter, which is a translucent glitter, so that will not add any color to it at all. Once the glue dries clear, it will just leave you with that gorgeous clear sparkle. It won't even be white glitter, it will be just pure clear sparkle. And then I have just one thing left to fix up. Remember when I added that chunky crystalline on the four edges of that large pattern paper in the background? When I added that blue strip, it kind of broke it off, and I didn't like that very much. I wanted it to be a continuous line. So I just came back with my glue pen just along the edges of that blue cardstock, and I added back the chunky crystalline, so now it looks like a continuous line. And this finishes my card. I think it turned out so pretty. I really loved working against the card sketch. I might just do that more often in the future. And if you would like to see what card sketches Monica Crafting with Quilling Lady and Monica Paper Mona are creating in this series some other days, please be sure to stay tuned to our collaboration. And I'm leaving the links to the other ladies' YouTube channels and today's videos in the description box below. Make sure you go over there and check out their videos as well. I cannot wait to see how did they use my card sketch for today's collaboration. And if you like this card sketch, you can download it again. Follow the link in the description box below. And I know that Monica, Crafting with Quilling Lady, already uploaded a full sheet of Christmas sentiments that you can download and use in your card making or scrapbooking or any crafty project that you're working on. I really hope to see you back soon for another tutorial. Bye!